Estonia is heading to Liverpool this year with Alika and bridges, but will she be building a bridge to the final? Let's review Eurovision. Yes, so Estonia is heading to Liverpool this year with Alika and bridges. Bit of a switch up from last year's kind of country vibes from Stefan. But let's have a little listen to this year's entry. So that's Estonia's entry for this year. What do we make of it?
That's the sound of someone. I've made it in a few videos now of somebody who's just not really that enthused by it, frankly. Estonia can really hit it out of the park. They did last year. The staging was a bit shit, but the song was very good. This year, it's nothing that wonderful, frankly. I'm left feeling very, very cold by it. I don't feel anything. And for something that's so emotive in the vocal, actually, I don't think it actually, I don't even think it is that emotive in the vocal. I think it's almost like, it's like paint by numbers a little bit. It's, I need to do this to sort of tick that box and do this to tick that box, rather than actually building a song that feels personable in any way and feels like she's feeling what she's singing about. It does feel quite beige and very grey and just not that interesting, frankly. It's not my favourite Estonian entry by any means. There's not that much character about it, not that much personality. Yeah. The main benefit is there aren't really any female ballads this year. Makes a change. So in that regard, she might stand out. But in any other year, this would be far from the best female ballad of the year. It's really quite soulless, which is a shame. But yeah, I'm not massively impressed.
Yeah, I was trying to pinpoint what it was, and it is that kind of, it does feel really cold. You come away from it just kind of being like, oh. And like the other ballads in the contest, like the Netherlands, I feel like you almost get something out of it, whereas this just, it happens and then it stops, you know. I also feel a little bit worried for her kind of live vocals, because it's quite kind of, it's pitched quite high, which I have a bit of concern about. But yeah, it's just, it feels a bit disappointing compared to last year. And when you think of kind of, yeah, Estonia's like knockout entries, this doesn't even, you know, feature on the radar at all, really. So yeah, it's not one of my favorites either. But it's going in the second semi-final. Do we think it'll qualify? And where would you rank it out of 10?
Will it qualify? It's very, very on the bubble. It really, really is. Because again, it's the only real solo female ballad of the year. So it fills the void. It fills a space. If that's the type of thing that you're into, you've got it in her. She's not competing for any vote, if that makes sense. But I fundamentally do feel quite cold listening to it. I don't emote to it. And I think eventually that's what is going to hit a lot of people watching it. So I'm not convinced it will go through. If it does, it will not do very well in the final. I don't even think juries will massively back it, because it's, yeah, I'm really not that impressed. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10, because I rarely listen to it all the way through. It's not bad, but it's not particularly good either. And it just, a bit like Lithuania, it happens and then it stops happening, and then I get on with my life.
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that. It's one of those where, unless I have no idea whether it'll go through, and because it is in that kind of same ilk as Lithuania, and they're both in the same semi-final, I think kind of one of them will go through and one of them won't, because essentially if that's your kind of vibe, you're going to pick one. So it'll be kind of a toss-up, really, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, and then in the final, it's a strong contender for last if it gets through. But yeah, for me, also a 5. Not all the 5s.
Not plenty of 5s. 5-tastic. I think you're right, actually, to say that it is a contender for last, because most years it is an automatic qualifier that finishes last. But I sort of, other than Germany, I don't see any of them doing it. So I think it might well be this that comes last if it makes it through, because I just don't really see anybody massively voting for it in a field of 26. But there we go. That's what we think. Do let us know what you think. The comments are open. You can like, comment, and subscribe. We're also on Instagram at Eurovision, so give us a little follow there. And we're also in podcast form. So if you want to listen to us on the go and you don't want to look at us, then you can also listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. So just look us up at Eurovision. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time.